Sean Hannity and Adam Carolla were initially having a conversation about Whoopi Goldberg being suspended over her commentary recently about the Holocaust. In particular, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's commentary about that. Now, AOC had disagreed with the decision by ABC to suspend Whoopi Goldberg, saying that, and she seemed to be sort of following on some of what members of the Jewish community in America had said, that this is an opportunity to learn and to have a dialogue rather than to simply suspend her. Now that is apparently Sean Hannity seemed to agree with that, but Adam Carolla didn't. And so he said, obviously it is hypocritical with AOC because she didn't care about Roseanne getting canceled or Sharon Osbourne or Chris Harrison from The Bachelor or any of that. It's just when someone from her side of the aisle gets slapped on the hand, then she wants to show some grace. So you can agree or disagree with that perspective, but that is not where Adam Carolla stopped. It then turned to this.
And here's a quick thought experiment. If AOC was fat and in her 60s, would anyone listen to another thing she ever said?
Oh boy, you're gonna step in that one. What exactly do you mean by that? Do you mean, is it because she's young and what?
Yes, she's young, she's vibrant, she's beautiful, and everyone's always putting a camera and a mic in her face. But her opinions are idiotic 95% of the time. And I don't think if she was a middle-aged, heavy-set woman, anyone would care what she had to say.
I'm not so sure I agree.
So Sean Hannity sort of disagrees. Of course, he was sort of smirking during that conversation, saying, oh, you're gonna step in it, not what you're saying is horrendous, and you're actually a part of the problem that you're implying exists. But then goes on to say, no, she is actually quite effective at turning all of the Democrats into socialists, and they all follow her lead. So even his apparent defense of AOC was disconnected from reality. But anyway, I'm curious what you both think about the commentary you saw there.
So mixed bag, and what's the mixed part? Hold on, I'll get to it. So number one, he says, oh yeah, you know, she thought Sharon Osbourne and Roseanne Barr, et cetera, should be canceled. Did she? Did you double check that? I don't know that she thought that at all, right? So for example, for us, we almost always say that they shouldn't get canceled. And by the way, different hosts have different opinions, so I should speak for myself, right? For example, I didn't think Sharon Osbourne should be fired. I thought they should have had a conversation over it, and I can go on and on. Megyn Kelly, I mean, we've defended 1,000 different right-wingers, not what they said, but that we shouldn't fire them. Instead, we should have a conversation about it. And that's because, unlike the right wing, we have principles. Now, Roseanne Barr, on the other hand, didn't say something that was borderline. Like Whoopi Goldberg talked about how the Holocaust was terrible, but wasn't necessarily racial. Now, as I said at the time, I think it was wrong, but I don't think she should have been suspended over it. They should have just had a conversation on air about it and clarified it, right? And the same standard I use for Megyn Kelly, Osbourne, and everyone else. Okay, by the way, on the other hand, Roseanne Barr said that Valerie Jarrett, who was a top-level aide for Barack Obama and who was Christian and African-American, was a cross between the Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes.
Jesus.
That is not the same thing as what Whoopi Goldberg said. I know Adam Carolla doesn't have much of a mind, so he can't use it for independent judgment. He's like, oh, controversial comments, always good, always good. Me no cancel. Okay, I know, all right. So now in terms of his comments about AOC, yeah, of course, Hannity brought him on to say things like that and then go, oh, golly gee, did he do it? Right, and I don't know about that. So, but here's the twist. Is it true that the mainstream media pays more attention to AOC because she's attractive? The answer is probably yes. Now, Carolla's an idiot. He's, oh, she's wrong 95% of the time. Dude, you have like 3 brain cells. Who are you to judge political issues? You don't know anything. And AOC's at least 20 times smarter than you, at least. I mean, like literally your IQ is probably 5% of hers. And so, but on the other hand, is the media obsessed with looks and appearances and optics? Have you seen television? Do the cable anchors look attractive or not attractive? Is that a coincidence? All right, maybe, but I doubt it. All right, so Adrian, what do you think?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. You hit the nail on the head on everything. As far as Carolla goes, he's made it clear he's a Republican. I think he's once said, "I want a secure border. I'm not into welfare state," that kind of thing. Like, he comes on to try to peddle some controversial takes and statements. But also, Cenk, you're right in that to some extent, AOC definitely is probably the beneficiary of beauty privilege as well as having fair skin. We see how colorism works in our society and racial privilege and all of these things. And so people are more likely to be centered when they are on the side of the privilege. And so that is an accurate statement, but to suggest that she has nothing else to offer outside of those physical aspects of her is just more Carolla ignorance that he wanted to peddle. And also, it's the fact is that you went on Sean Hannity's show. I'll give it to Hannity for pushing back, even though it was, the pushback level of a pillow fight. Still, it's a problematic thing, the fact that he even let Carolla get up there and use that pulpit to further a greater ignorance.
I want to say one more thing about Adam Carolla's sexism, because he projects his sexism onto others. He thinks the only reason I would care is because she's hot, right? So I assume that's the only reason anyone cares. Now, Adam, it's possible that she's really smart and that's why she did one of the most historic upsets in American political history. And she's also attractive, and that mainstream media might pay more attention to her because she's attractive, and hence I'm giving you credit for a quarter right? At least that, which you don't expect, right? Me no like left wing always wrong. Well, Adam, I'm agreeing with you on that, so you're in a conundrum, okay? But it could also be that despite the fact that they pay her attention because of that, she's actually really accomplished. Did you do one of the greatest political upsets in American history? No, you didn't, did you? And did she do that because she was attractive? No, that one had nothing to do with it, okay? Only after she won did the media cover her. It's not like during the primary race, the media was fawning over her because she was attractive and that's why she beat Crowley. No, the media completely ignored her other than us. We covered her 34 times and we didn't do it because she was attractive. We did it because she was the strongest Justice Democratic candidate, and we made an active choice about that. And so, and finally, the New York Times admitted afterwards, as did almost all of the press, oops, we missed it. We had no idea she was gonna beat Crowley. So if you think that's why she won, you don't, as usual, you don't know anything about the facts.
Yeah, it's of course missing the fact that she was involved in the sit-in, that she's probably the single best communicator of her values in Congress. And as a thought experiment, I'm sure Adam Carolla, like me, has Instagram. There are a lot of hot people in this country. Why aren't they flooding Congress? It's a graveyard in there. Why isn't Congress full of hotties? If it's so easy, you get all this free attention, where are they?
Yeah, I mean,
I honestly, John, I think they're all at TYT sitting there at that desk with you. Y'all know, you know what it's like to be taken advantage of because you're just too pretty.
Well, look, I didn't want to say it, but that's the other part I gotta agree with Adam on. My success is only because of my beauty.
Hey, that's not him saying that. That's Adam Carolla saying that.
Am I not merciful? That's twice I agreed with Adam in this segment, even though I think he has 3 brain cells. Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.